Everyone, Phantom here. I know it's been a long time since I've done something like this. Um, I've just been hella busy with things at home. Um, if you guys saw my stuff this morning and last night, it's been a while since I've done gaming on my channel. The stuff from the other night, the Bulletstorm video that I did, that if it seemed like I knew what I was doing, that's because I actually used to play that game on my 360 when I used to be younger. Um, so that boss, I was able to take him down like that. If you guys saw my stuff from last month, the Fear Farm stuff, that ended last weekend, and I'm not gonna lie, and even a lot of us who were the cast and crew of Fear Farm, we feel kind of lost without it. Um, I will say though, I will love to say that I am very proud of how everything during that went. The fact that we were able, the guy who ran it, we call him Rick's Boxer, or he was our Slender Man. I always called him Nosferatu because that's what his mask reminded me of. But he told me he spent like $7,000 to get it running, and we made some like 17,000 just through ticket sales and everything alone. Plus, if you look on the Haunts of LA um, picture on the article of us, I'll put a link in the description after this is over. Um, I'm actually on the cover picture. I'm the one who's like all military and geared out, squatting down in front of the guy with a hook, with a skull and a hook, and two guys with chainsaws standing. I'm standing in front of them. You guys caught. Say this right now. I feel and look like shit, but it's because I've been so busy these last couple of days. I haven't even had a chance to. I'm still in this shit, dude. Way to go there, Phantom. You fucking just. Ugh. This was so impromptu. Big shout out to my buddies, Victory Achiever, Lone Wolf, 27. No, I don't remember what it is. Um, yeah, Victory Achiever and Lone Wolf. Big shout out to those guys. Um, if you guys have been enjoying my stuff, thank you guys for that. It means a lot to me. Um, I would have put something up on Saturday when my girlfriend was over, but I don't think you guys would want to hear half the shit that we've been up to. Speaking of which, love you, Siren. Um, been 2.5 years with that doll, and I ain't giving up on her yet. Um, recently, like last weekend, I went and got some training in a group. I'm not going to say the group name, nor am I going to share the location. But one of our guys had a really cool rifle. It was a AR-15 style rifle, chambered in 22 long rifle. Taught me all sorts of cool things with it, and I had a lot of fun learning with it. Um, I honestly don't even know where to start. This was just a fucking impromptu goddamn video. Um, right now I'm taking a break because, well, from what I was doing earlier, which I did a stream this morning. It was like an hour-long stream, and if you guys saw it, I got a shit ton of precious items from the 50 crates that I had on hand. And um, after I finished that stream, because I did 15 ways of endless mode showing off those weapons, I decided, well, I got things I gotta start doing, so I've been working on that stuff. Finally sitting down to chat with you guys and talk about things. These next few weeks, I don't know what's gonna go on. I do know that Thanksgiving's around the corner and like next Thursday, not this Thursday, but next Thursday. My girlfriend messaged me. um, oh, man. I bet you anything you guys are used to seeing me from like the Fear Farm stuff with like all the blood and shit on my face. And it's been interesting. Um, check out my buddy Metallic. He does I think it's called Death Step. It's like um dubstep and death metal or something like that. I haven't heard it, but when he puts his stuff out, I will be supporting him on it. My buddy, look up Justin Metallic Suarez. He was one of my fellow actors at Fear Farm. He used to be the guy in the electric chair, and he'd do this thing where he would lay like flat down, and people would think that he was an animatronic. But then he'll spring up, start screaming and yelling, start flailing and everything like that. Well, the last couple of nights that I worked there, he was what we used to call the shitter monster. They had a fart spray in a can or whatever the fuck it was, and I can't look at chocolate pudding the same thanks to these guys. It was literally a room. They had a busted ass toilet with like this that silicone, like that expansion foam or whatever it was, and they painted it brown. They had a bathtub full of like just brown, just it was all brown in there. It had like fake bugs and everything all over it. And I'm looking around and I'm wondering what the hell did you guys splatter on the walls? And then they look at me and they go, "Oh, chocolate pudding." I looked at them and I went, "You're fucking kidding me, right?" And they went, "No." And I looked at these guys and I said, "You guys just ruined chocolate pudding for me. I can't look at it the same way." Um, my God, and a lot of them were going, "Thank you. We know that." And it was a really fun time back out there, and I'm really glad I got to do that. Got out of my shell, got to meet a bunch of new people, got to have a good time, and just all around, it was a great time out there. I got to do some community service, got to meet some new people, made some fantastic fucking friendships out there, and uh, come on, Zyron, I'm just catching up on things. Um, this Wednesday, I I really hate to say this, but I have to go deal with some legal issues due to one of my ex-girlfriends. And hopefully with how our statements and everything were, they let her and I off kind of easily. Well, they let me off easily because whatever happened, I'm not going to say what happened. I really don't want to talk about it because it's that fucking bad. Um, I really don't even want to talk about this one because it's, let's just say if my court date goes south, it can really fuck me later on in life. Yeah. And last thing I want is to have something as stupid as like what we did screw me over because I was just. Honestly, I don't even like talking about this subject because it's the one subject that really, if I were to get screwed over, but yet she somehow got off with basically like a slap on the wrist, I'm fucking going after her. I know that I might have just, compromised shit saying that, but I'm serious. If she ends up screwing me over, getting off real easily while I get screwed over, she better pray that whatever I do was for a reason. I'm the kind of person where I don't get back, I get even. I've had people who would say shit to me like, oh, you're an asshole and stuff like that. I take things like you're an asshole as a compliment. Um, like for example, I take things that a lot of people would break down at as a fucking compliment because I can give a shit less. Like one time, one of my uncles, he we were looking after like a little kitten or something like that. We found it at my grandfather's place and we were looking after it for a bit. Took the kitten out, played with it for a little bit, got its energy out, was putting it back in its kennel. My uncle comes walking in, sees me putting the kitten back, and goes, "Oh, so you're just going to spend time with the kitten, right?" I looked at him and I told him, "At least I go the extra mile to take care of your dogs alongside with mine." He's going off, he's going at me, trying to fucking make me feel like shit, calling me a motherfucker and all this stuff. Now I'm taking that as a goddamn compliment. I can give a damn less what he thinks. And sure, I threw basically the go fuck yourself taunt at him. And he came after me, started trying to cut me down, saying, I don't care if you're this much taller than me or this much shorter than me, I'm still gonna be the bigger man. Well, if you were being the bigger man, you would have just stopped what you were doing and turned around and walked away. But instead, you decided to take matters into your own hands and try to prove that you're the bigger man by what do? You get physical with your fucking nephew, who's 17. You're fucking 41. He calls me all these names and stuff like that. Tells me to step up when I basically threw the go fuck yourself at him. And he then proceeds to cut me down, then pushes me back a couple times. Learns real fast that I am not ready to fucking back down. Throws me to the ground, pins me down. The dogs are going freaking crazy. My mom and dad come in. My dad sees my uncle on top of me pinning me down. Tells him, get the hell off of him. And they're going back and forth at it. My uncle looks at my dad and tells him, well, I can't live like this, man, so it's either him or I. Well, I'm 17. My uncle's 40. My dad looked at him and in a way told him, you can't make me choose between my kid or you. So you can leave my house. And so he finally moved out. Last weekend, we packed the rest of his shit and got rid of it. It's all in the other room. We're waiting for him to come back and get it. Although I highly doubt he's even going to come back and get it because he probably doesn't even want to face my folks. Yeah, it's just. And then, I've had people at school who, when I went to go to a training thing one weekend with, I'm not going to say what group, but I couldn't go to an event that my unit was going to because of things that happened. My unit commander was up my ass and was telling me, oh, well, you have to go and stuff like that. If you couldn't go, well, then you're going to have to, like, do this and this and that. And I told her, well, let's see when I've got reasons why I can't go to something and the reasons are out of my control and I can't go, you're seriously going to punish me for that? Um, Honestly, this unit, it's gotten a little bit better than last year, but this unit still needs to get its shit together. We've got cadets who are second year, last I recall, didn't do jack shit except for basically just be there. And they're suddenly a goddamn lieutenant. I've been in this program for the last 3 goddamn years. I've gone to every parade that I can. I've gone to every event that I can. I've done what I can to get to where I'm at now. And I'm just now coming up on a senior master sergeant ranking. There's a lot of two-faced, hypocritical bigotry in this fucking unit that it surprises me that this unit is still going on. Like last year in December, there was one point where we kept stressing to all the flights, make sure you come to practice, make sure you come to practice. And about not even half of my flight showed up because apparently the unit don't mean shit to them. Me being in charge of that flight, I got pissed off. I looked around and I'm like, my flight's a bunch of lazy motherfuckers. One of my lieutenants hears me say that. They punish me. I take my punishment. I go through the rest of the time. Sure, I'm still pissed off because it feels like I can't call my flight out for how they're being. And next thing I know, not even 10 minutes after that happens, I fucking hear all these people who were goddamned, supposed to be higher ranks, supposed to be, setting the example, cussing one another out. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, really? I just leave it be because I know all of us, enlisteds and NCOs, we don't mean shit to half of these motherfuckers out there. Now, I will say there are some people that they deserve where they're at because they've done a lot of. They've done a lot. And they deserve where they're at right now. But there are some that I look at and I go, well, you know what? They they will do everything they need to do. They'll do what they must. And they'll get the position that they wanted because they worked for it. Hold on. Hold on. Catch y'all later.